Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Welcome live to Syosset High School, where this afternoon the Varsity Media Sports Network brings you the Section 8 Game of the Week, featuring the 2-2 Red Devils of Freeport High School against the undefeated Braves of Syosset. Good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler here with Ben Turchin. And Ben, in this abbreviated season where you play teams once, this is a little bit of a unique situation where these two teams played last Tuesday at Freeport High School. Syosset came away with the win, but because of games being postponed or canceled and the season being done at the end of this week, these two teams both said, hey, you know what? It was a good game. You want to play again? And they both said yes.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. We've had a lot of cancellations. We were supposed to do a game here at Syosset a couple of times, and we're fortunate enough to be able to broadcast this one here today against Freeport, and I think we're looking forward to it as well, as are the players. Yeah, that game, you look at the final score, 47-32, but it was 15-5 for Syosset in that fourth quarter. It was a close game throughout. This Red Devils team that we saw here on our left, a very young team, but they played Syosset, a team that's been a dominant force in Nassau County the last couple of years, so a pretty close game. They did, and we know that they're not 100%. Freeport's not 100% right now, so we'll see how that affects them today. And Syosset, as you had mentioned, this is a powerhouse, so they get Freeport here in their own gym, and they expect to be victorious today.
And you got to love, too, how Freeport, they lose that game, but their head coach, Meredith Jones, who's in her 15th season, said she asked the players. It wasn't a decision she made. She said, listen, girls, we have this opportunity. Do you want to play Syosset? All 9 players, it was unanimous. They said, absolutely, we want to play. We want a rematch. We want to show that we can compete with Syosset. And you got to love that competitive spirit. She said that too coming in. She's like, this season is obviously for everyone unique. It's more about just making sure they can all play, get ready for the seniors, one last hurrah. But the seniors are also getting the younger players ready for next year, which we all expect to be a full season.
And I think, again, that speaks to a competitive nature of an athlete. They get an opportunity to face a powerhouse basketball program again. Why not? And also, Dylan, I think it's fair to say it's slim pickings in some regard, because we're not going to mention schools. It's been tough with COVID, but some schools have dropped. Programs are finished. Some basketball's over for a lot of different schools in Nassau County. So it's who's still left, who wants to play.
Yeah. Remarkably, this season, as short as it's been, is going to be over at the end of this week. For Freeport, again, they come in 2-2. Open the season with a loss to Massapequa, a win at Oceanside. That loss we just mentioned, 47-32 to Syosset. And then a big 3-point win. They bounced back from that. They defeated Farmingdale 48-45. Syosset's road, it's been a perfect one to this point. 44-3 for Syosset these last 3 years, including this 4-0 start. Beat Hempstead, beat Farmingdale. That win against Freeport. Syosset Massapequa Braves race out to a 16-9 lead. After the first, they had a 28-15 lead at the break. Carly Greenbaum gets to the hoop for 2 of her 11, but it was the Leela Grubman show. She led the way with a game-high 20. You see her scooping to the basket, pulled up from foul line, and there you see her 3-point shot. 20 points for Grubman to lead the way as Syosset improved to 4-0.
She's on her way to play basketball at Yale. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive for Grubman. One of 2 Yale commits, ironically the other being more a lacrosse standout as well on this roster. But yeah, Yale very much represented on this Syosset team. Grubman coming in, and she's only a junior, so she does have that extra year, I should say. She's 5'11", averaging 9.3 points a game. We'll go over the starting lineups. We'll first look at the visitors from Freeport. Again, their head coach is Meredith Jones. Her 15th season, went to Sherwood High School in Maryland. Her connection to the area, well, she played basketball at Hofstra from 1996 to 2000. She was an assistant coach at Hofstra, also assistant coach at West Point, and she got the job at Freeport. There you see the starters: Anaya Lloyd, Susu Dixon, Savannah Ho-Tailing, Chavez Willis, and Denise Wooden. She's the one to look out for. Most versatile player in the team, the sophomore, averaging 9.8 points a game. You mentioned, Ben, about injuries. Well, she's the one. She's got a little bit of an arm issue that's affecting her shooting ability, but she's still an excellent defender, and she could also get to the basket.
We'll have to keep an eye on her and see if she's able to put any shots up at all today.
For Syosset, Braves again coming into this game 4-0. You see their head coach Michael Ferrara in his 5th season at Carl Place, a 2008 graduate. Deli Mizrahi, Sam Meyer, Carly Greenbaum. She's had a fantastic start of the year as well. Only a freshman, averaging 9.7 points a game. You mentioned Grubman before, and Melanie Lowe as well, the sophomore, 6'3", maybe the most improved player on this team, averaging 14.3 points per game. So we're just about set for the start of this one. We look at some of the keys, and when we spoke with Meredith Jones for Freeport, she mentioned that loss, and she said they've got to do a better job taking care of the ball in this game, and that's been a huge focus in practice leading in. Boxing out, rotating, a lot of talking on defense, all those little things that you try to work on in practice. She said if we even had time to practice. Their last practice was actually before the Farmingdale game. They've got games this week, like 4 games. This is an additional game. So they got like an NBA schedule going on, which takes away from the ability to practice. We'll take a quick timeout for the anthem, and we return for the opening tip. welcome you back to Syosset High School. Just about set for the start. We mentioned Freeport before, the kind of season overview, if you will. The biggest thing that Jones has told her team is, or the biggest thing she's seen, is just their hard work this year. They've done a great job. These Braves you see here on your screen, last year 20-1, Ben, their only loss of the year at Nassau Coliseum to Baldwin in the Nassau Class AA final. 20-1 on the year last year. They've got a 6-game winning streak against Freeport.
Syosset and Michael Ferrara has done such a great job with this program. And, we've talked about this before on our broadcast. It's a shame that we won't have a postseason. If Syosset would have looked to do a lot of damage in 2021, and they're going to have to hang their hat on a conference championship if they're fortunate enough to get it.
There's a quick look you see at the Freeport team. Again, a very young team for Meredith Jones. Here you have the Syosset starters. That first matchup, 47-32 at Freeport. Melanie Lowe with 14 points. Deli Mizrahi with 12. It was 11-8 Syosset after the first, 19-18 at the half, and just 32-27 after the third quarter. A 15-5 fourth quarter where Meredith Jones said basically Syosset just wore them down. That was a difference in that matchup. So there you see a starting five for Syosset, and we're set to go, Ben. This is a good matchup between two teams that, again, it's a rarity right this year, but they do know each other. So we'll see sort of the adjustments that both make from that first matchup.
Yeah, we expect Freeport to play with, added momentum here, added emphasis, wanting to get back. What do they call it, the rubber match? Not really the rubber match, but at least a rematch.
The rematch for sure, and we saw in that first matchup, they played more of a 2-3 zone, usually a man team, but the matchups, as we see already on the court, size-wise, just not there for Freeport. Tip one by Syosset, and quickly to the hoop goes Carly Greenbaum for two.
Freshman getting the first points of the game for Syosset.
You see Syosset now with the pressure, and getting out of it was Wooden.
You know you're going to be a good basketball player with the last name Wooden, Dylan.
Seriously, there's Sue Dixon. She's really good at soccer, but you can see what she can do on the basketball court, averaging 2.8 points a game. She evens this game at 2. Again, you see that zone look by the Red Devils. 3-point shot, rims out. Rebound goes to Freeport, and now Lloyd looks to push. Lloyd thinks about it, looks for her lane, high off glass, no good. Rebound to Lowe.
Lowe, so physically dominating under the basket. I was going to say under Lowe, but choose a different word. Getting that defensive rebound.
There's Mizrahi, one, hands off to Greenbaum. Looks inside. A kickball is called, so the inbound will be underneath. 16 on the shot clock. Just underway. We thank you for joining us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Up top for Grubman. Swings it to Greenbaum. That was a fresh 30 because of the shot clock was at 16 on the kick, and right away, Michael Ferrara didn't like something that he was seeing, calls a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I think Syosset wasn't setting up their offense properly. They didn't have the right calls there, and that's actually a little surprising because this is a team that's been so successful for the past couple of years. So maybe just off on the wrong foot here to start.
When we spoke with him, he said, look, we did graduate 5 seniors from last year's team, but there were a lot of young players who got a chance to play and practice behind those girls. So now they're getting their opportunity this year. They opened the season with a 66-20 win over Hempstead, and he said he's really excited about this young group, a lot of promising freshmen and sophomores who will get the chance this year to certainly get some minutes going into next season.
There's probably just a little miscommunication on that offensive set, so I'd expect Syosset to have something good here.
3-point shot. Grubman off the mark. Rebound goes to Willis, and there is Lloyd. Lloyd switches to her left, kicks it back out. It's Dixon driving into the trees, if you will. Lowe grabs the ball and hands off to Grubman.
Lowe is obviously a defensive presence for Syosset.
Greenbaum up top. You love the size for Grubman, right? She's a guard, but she's 5'11", and still just a junior, a Yale commit. There she is in the ball, 10 on the shot, kicks it inside the Lowe and right through her hands, so turnover for Syosset.
Syosset's been a little hesitant on the offensive side of things after their first basket, Dylan, which came off the tip. They haven't really had success on their half-court offense.
Freeport breaks the pressure, but they lose the ball, and you can see their head coach, Meredith Jones, across the way calling the timeout. It'll be a 30-second, so we'll keep it here. And there you see the huddle for Freeport. I mentioned before, Meredith Jones, you know, she coached collegiately. She coached at her alma mater at Hofstra. She went there from 96 to 2000. She also coached at West Point, but she said, you know, it's more of a business. Collegiately, she loves just the ability to coach kids. So she had the opportunity. Her husband was one of the top rushers in Hofstra history, Jimmy Jones, and he had already had a job at Freeport. He said, listen, why don't you come and be a sub and see what you could do? And they both ended up getting full-time jobs at Freeport High School.
All right, well, that's a big gain for Freeport.
Yes.
And for Jonathan Bloom, the athletic director, who I know is watching. So you want to say hello to Mr. Bloom from Freeport?
Hotailing inbounds underneath. Grubman gets her long arms in the way. Did that ball deflect? Did not, so it'll go back to Freeport.
Well, right now, Dylan, Syosset has everything going defensively. Steals, defensive rebounds, causing Freeport all kinds of issues to get off a good shot. But offensively, Dylan, for Syosset, things have not clicked yet.
Driving to the basket underneath. Hotailing. Off the glass, no good. Lowe the rebound, hands off to Grubman.
I think Lowe's have every rebound for Syosset so far.
Back to Lowe. Good hands by Hotailing, and there's Dixon pulling up.
Freeport doubled Lowe on that offensive set. It was a forced pass by Syosset.
Wooden too strong off the glass. Offensive rebound, and should be a kickball. Dixon.
Dylan, I'm impressed with Freeport. I mean, you talked about it. They were going to come out here and prove that, hey, with the second game, we're going to play a little tougher, and they're into this so far.
Dixon inbounds to Lloyd, the sophomore. 8 points a game. Lloyd kicks it. One of the things that Jones has been on her team about, and we saw it maybe there, is not enough movement offensively, a lot of ball watching. And, again, it's hard when you don't have time to actually be in the gym and break things down, right? There's a lot of, as we mentioned, almost an NBA type of schedule where you're just kind of playing every day. Maybe you could have a shoot-around in the morning, but good dribble penetration to kick down low. Losing control, and Greenbaum comes away.
Grubman with the steal.
Grubman ahead to Lowe, and she was hit before the attempt.
Well, they've got something going here. It's the Grubman-Lowe show. Every time you see the ball in Grubman's hands, Dylan, she is looking for Lowe, down low. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. 22 in the blocks. She has been open, and eventually that's going to click for Syosset.
Yeah, you get that good high-low game going. Lowe in the post, kicks it out. Three-point shot. Back iron, no good. Rebound to Grubman. Turnaround jumper. Front rim, no good. And now Dixon comes away. Little hesitation, and the handoff to Lloyd, the heart of this Freeport team. She backs it up. Hands off to Wooden. Wooden, nice move to the hole. Just can't get her layup to drop. Mizrahi, dribble penetration. Her shot is short as well. Here comes Dixon the other way. Both teams, Ben, right now, just they could, whoever it is, you get that first three-point shot, you just maybe feel some of this pressure come off and start shooting a little bit better. Here is Hotailing, rejected by Grubman. Grubman on the break, and she is fouled by Wooden.
Easy to see why Grubman is on her way to Yale to play basketball, and hard to believe only a junior, Dylan. Number 23 for Syosset. I think we all know why she picked 23, right? And she wears the red and the black. We don't have to mention the reason there, but obviously the best player on the court here for both teams, Syosset, and she has been phenomenal to watch so far.
Yeah, junior captain, 4-year varsity player, 3-year all-county player as well. First team all Long Island a year ago. 3-point attempt, front rim, no good. That was Casey Garmar. Another 3-point attempt, back rim, no good. Long rebound goes to Lloyd. Lloyd looks to push. And she's rejected again.
Dylan, every possession of this game, Grubman has been involved in some way. Whether it's a pass down low offensively, whether it's a block, a rebound, a steal, she's everywhere.
And you've got to think the offense will come around at some point, but the defense needs to be on point, and it certainly is right now.
Well, one thing Syosset's doing a lot of is shooting threes. So you'd like to see them move offensively a little bit, maybe work it down low, try to get an easier basket or some penetration. Instead right now, and give Freeport credit, Dylan, because they've been forcing those shots too on the defensive side.
Hotailing, bounce pass on the inbounds. It's loose. Active hands there by Victoria Costa. Her inside shot bounces in.
Yeah, getting the feed inside. And the nice roll, Syosset with their second field goal of the game.
And you see the little 1-2-2 three-quarter press. Wooden comes out of it. She's doubled, and she will be doubled. She's Freeport star player. That might allow Lloyd here, missing the layup, more opportunities to shoot those kind of shots. Here's Grubman. Hands off to Mizrahi. Mizrahi, a senior captain, 3-year varsity player. Looking at some D3s to play on the next level. 8 on the shot. Up top, Gomer swings it to her left to Sam Meyer. The floater in the lane, no good. Wooden with the rebound, and here comes Freeport. Lloyd pulls it back out. Hotailing gets the jumper to fall.
Yeah, nice 10-foot shot from the baseline for Hotailing. Lucky rim there. She'll take it, and we're tied at 4.
Mizrahi swings it to Mayer. Quick ball movement and some cutting off the ball as well, and a traveling violation called against the Braves. Subs for both teams in Olivia Maller, the freshman, number 5. For Syosset.
Gotta like how Coach Ferrer is able to work in freshmen to this team, because this is a powerhouse program to begin with, but yet you get the underclassmen involved in the game in the first quarter, Dylan. That's impressive.
I mean, it is scary. We'll have time as Hotailing, bounce pass down low, the layup falls. Bucket by Destin.
And Freeport has a lead.
6-4 as we approach a minute left in this low-scoring first quarter. Grubman back out top. Under a minute now. Baseline is Costa to a cutting Grubman.
Yeah, the IQ for Grubman is just off the charts, able to go left-handed on that layup.
She's got 4. Lloyd nearly lost it. Hands it to Anaya Crocker. Hotailing. Looks for help. Active hands defensively as Costa gets the steal. Costa is hit on the way up. Foul by Lloyd. You like, Ben, what Costa's bringing off the bench on both ends.
Yeah, and I also like Freeport's defense. They've been a little aggressive, but I think, Dylan, that's how they have to play against Syosset today. Now, 3-team fouls, got to keep an eye on that. But they've made it difficult for Syosset offensively. And if that's kind of the new tempo that Coach Jones is going with today in this game, it's working.
First attempt by Costa, rims around, no good. She's a junior averaging 6 points a game, tough physical defender. She's that scrappy player who does a little bit of everything. Second free throw is good. So Costa now has 3. We're under 30 seconds. Shot clock is off. There's that pressure. Lloyd will get it across midcourt. 13 to go in this first quarter. Hotailing looks for options. Drives, kicks. Wooden, strong to the hole, no good. Rebound goes to Maller and hands off to Grubman. They'll just let this quarter run out. So 8 minutes in the books. Tight game, low-scoring one. Freeport Syosset 6-6. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to Syosset High School. You see the score at the bottom of your screen. Syosset with a 7-6 lead. You see the Freeport and now the Syosset benches as well, looking to see what kind of adjustments being made here after this first quarter. In that first meeting, also a tight first quarter. Syosset had an 11-8 lead. So this one a little bit more low scoring than the other, both again coming off of tight wins after their last matchup. Syosset beating Massapequa. We showed you those highlights before, 57-53. Freeport bouncing back well, 48-45. One thing you like to see from the Red Devils, each of their losses, they opened the season with a loss to Massapequa, then they lost to Syosset. They answered those losses, this young team of Freeport, with wins, beating Oceanside and then beating Farmingdale.
What are you trying to say? That today's a win for Freeport?
Well, no, you see, you missed what I was saying there. After a loss,
yes,
they responded with a win.
But they did lose to Syosset, so
yes,
my logic could kind of work too, maybe.
Hotailing to start this second quarter. Hands off to Wooden. Wooden drives, kicks it to Lloyd. She just cannot handle it. Wooden, as you could see, her right arm is wrapped up a little bit. She's banged up. Normally a big-time three-point threat, and you can see her ability as well to get to the basket. Her shooting will be a little bit off or not as effective here this afternoon because of that injury. Good ball movement here by the Braves. Inside. Count it. Maller with the layup and the foul. There's a little bit of a delayed reaction. And the foul's on Wooden. That's her second. Maller, good looking free throw. Completes the three-point play, and Syosset has its largest lead of the game at 10-6. Hotailing, a deep two, no good. Loose ball. It's Crocker in the corner, in trouble. Gets it back out to Wooden. Thinks about it, drives, off glass, no good. And there's Costa coming away with the rebound. Again, Ben, she's just 5'9", but scrappy, and she could get those rebounds we've seen already, battling with the bigs.
Yeah, her defense has been a factor today.
Oh, good-looking pass inside. Maller to Costa.
And on point, as we were talking about her, and a left-handed shot as well.
She's got 5, the lead 12-6 now. Wooden just can't get that shot to drop. Grubman back out top. There's Greenbaum. When you talk future of Syosset, and you got a freshman averaging nearly 10 points a game.
That's pretty good.
There she is in the lane. Doesn't get it the drop, but good job to force the jump ball. Grabbing the ball from Crocker. Possession will stay with Syosset.
Of course, Syosset has a history with girls basketball. A lot of people know of Sue Bird, a professional basketball player, and they think of Christ the King because that's where she played high school, but she's from Syosset.
She is.
Yeah. I know you knew that, but I don't know how many other people knew that.
Great looking inside pass, and there is Maller from Mizrahi. And you're starting to feel like Syosset heating up here. 14-6 the lead now. And Freeport needs the response. Crocker up top. 6 on the shot. The defense good here for Syosset. Front rim no good. Low, another rebound. And here comes Greenbaum. Hands off. Gomer pushes it back out top. Swings it. And a timeout called. It'll be a 30 for Syosset. We'll keep it right here. And Ben, this is a great opportunity for these players again in Nassau and Suffolk. You don't have the opportunity to have fans at games, so we're certainly very happy to be able to bring the friends and family of both programs this opportunity to see their girls play.
A lot of districts don't let spectators in like you talked about, and we want to thank Drew Cronin and also Michael Ferreira for having us here. And Dylan, this is something that Varsity Media would be more than happy to broadcast for any program out there that's watching right now that may want to have us come in and do a multi-camera with you and I or whoever might be announcing the game. And so this is just another option as we enter the world of live streaming, right, which has become ever popular here in the COVID era.
Even more popular, and we are certainly at the forefront of that here at Varsity Media. Greenbaum inbounds. Back to Mizrahi. Meyer, active hands there by Lloyd defensively. She's a sophomore as well for Freeport, averaging 8.8 points per game. One on the shot. Greenbaum, the heave. Hoteling with the rebound. She pushes it. It's been a while since we've called anything offensive, right, for Freeport. So they're in desperate need of a basket.
Yeah, I don't think have they scored in the second quarter yet?
They have not.
They have not scored here in quarter number 2.
That foul is on Mizrahi, her first. And she's got the ball now in her hands.
Big steal by Kammer.
Is Greenbaum. Hands off, 3-point shot is up and in. Deli Mizrahi.
But we talked about it. These shots are going to fall eventually for Syosset, and here in the second quarter, these shots are falling and extended to an 11-point advantage.
An 8-0 in this second quarter. Another steal, active hands, Sam Meyer, outlet. Mizrahi pulls up, kicks it back out. Steal the other way to Star Asia Gaines. Gaines pushing it off glass, no good. Mizrahi switches hands to her left, kicks it back out. Greenbaum for 3. Off the rim, no good. And chasing down the rebounds was Mayer. Greenbaum, 8 on the shot. Looks for options. Ball's knocked away by Whitney Destin. Subs for both teams. Grubman back in. And Justine Henry, the 8th grader for Freeport, number 25. She's in the game as well. 3 on the shot. Mizrahi in the corner. Grubman for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound to Crocker, the freshman. And another timeout. Some miscommunication here.
I heard timeout, though.
For sure, and Meredith Jones is like, wait, we have the ball. So why are they calling timeout?
Yeah, that's not allowed.
Referee, of course, is like, hey, I heard timeout too. I'm going to stop the clock. So.
Well, he should know better.
Listen, this season's right all about adjusting on the fly.
That's it, you know. Everybody gets a break.
That's right.
In 21.
Crocker to inbound to Lloyd. Lloyd up top, drive, strong move to the hole. Foul on the way, not on the shot. It's going to be on Mizrahi, and that is her second. Henry, who, by the way, Dad John, a Baldwin assistant coach. Justine, boys assistant coach. You could hear Jones there trying to call timeout, but the 5-second violation was called. Mizrahi, a little bit of a give and go, loose ball. It's kind of pinballing around, and there is Gaines. Gaines doubled, kicks it back out to Crocker. Henry for three, good!
Boy, did Freeport ever need that one, Dylan. Getting on the board here in the second quarter.
A huge basket, Henry. Her first three, and you'll love, too, that she had no hesitation, right? She was taking that shot right away. So 2 is Mizrahi.
I couldn't see. Was that a 3 or 2?
That was 3, her second 3 of this quarter.
Big answer right back.
20-9, as you see at the bottom of your screen. Oh, maybe some steps. Was not called. Lloyd, back to Henry. Why not? Back rim, no good. Low the rebound to Grubman. And again, she's just an 8th grader, so you love, too, that there's no hesitation in the shot. Mizrahi's feeling it. Make
Wow.
it 3 for 3 in this second quarter.
Same spot.
She's got 9, all 9 from beyond the arc.
I think she saw that our camera person was right behind her, Dylan, in that area. And she didn't want to miss with the camera on her.
I mean, Becca Kazaks is the reason there.
Yeah. Give some credit.
30-second timeout for Freeport. Here's another look. And that's a great one. Bang. Mizrahi. And she's feeling it now. 10.7 points a game. Great ball handler, shooter, finisher. Great motor on defense as well. Has that team-first mentality a year ago. Averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals a game. One of those Newsday top 100 players. Was a 6-man for a couple years.
Yep.
And now this is her chance to shine as a senior.
And, you know, sometimes it takes a senior presence to get the team back to where they want to be. I know they didn't have everything going in the first quarter, but, Dylan, everything is flying right now for the Lady Braves.
And as important as what Mizrahi does on the court is also what she does off the court. And she showed that during the summer and the fall. She led the way with virtual meetings and Zoom calls and really making sure that this team was unified even when physically they couldn't be with each other.
Well, I'm very impressed that you said that because as someone who unfortunately has in this Zoom world, I hate Zooming. I think everybody does at this point. So the fact that these high schoolers are taking it up and using it to their advantage, that's beyond impressive.
Mizrahi on the other side now kicks it up top for Mayer. Dribble penetration. Grubman for 2.
Yeah, you can't let Grubman get in the paint. She's too dangerous down there, and it affected Freeport.
Remarkably, her first 2 of this game. Dribble penetration, and the foul came off or on Grubman, which will send Lloyd to the line to shoot 2.
You know, I mentioned it's only her first basket in the paint, but she's so dangerous around there with her basketball IQ, Dylan. If she gets down there, we're talking about Grubman, she can dish it, she can shoot it, she can drive. What do they call that? You know, triple threat? She has all that.
Lloyd's first free throw is good. Lloyd, the sophomore, the heart of this team. She's Freeport's main ball handler. She leads the team, a tremendously good defender as well. Really quick. Good form, too, from the foul line as well. Knocked them both down. 25-11 the score as we're in the final stages of this second quarter. Grubman turnaround jumper off the mark. Henry with the rebound behind their back. Nearly lost it. Active hands defensively. Oh, good look down low. Short shot by Gaines. Sam Mayer as we approach under a minute. Oh, good look down low. Off glass was Costa for 2 more.
Freeport forgot about Costa down low. You can't forget about her. That's an easy basket, Dylan. She'll take that every time.
She's got 7 now. 27-11. Henry double teams. And now Syosset will have an opportunity to add to their lead.
Yeah, Mayer, give credit to 14 for Syosset, just doing an outstanding job defensively, forcing that ball out of bounds, turnover Freeport.
She hands it down. Oh, good look by Grubman. And you know, too, she realizes the pressure that she'll get defensively, and a great look down low.
Oh, that's what we talked about. If you give her the basketball in the paint, so many different things can happen out of that, all good for Syosset. In that situation, it was a pass.
Baseline runner. No good. Rebound goes to Dixon. And it will go Freeport's way. 25.3. Shot clock is off. And again, Syosset picking up that 1-2-2 with Mizrahi at the head. Grubman playing safety. 3-point shot. Off back rim, no good. Here comes Dixon the other way. Under 10, Dixon, righty layup. Too strong. Battle for the loose ball. The possession arrow going towards Syosset. So the Braves now, Ben, have an opportunity with 4.4 to take this final shot of the first half.
You'll see Freeport in full court press here. Now they back off.
Mizrahi, she's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Tries it again. No good. It was on the mark, but a little bit too strong. So good first half, or certainly a better second quarter for Syosset. They got the shooting touch going, led by Deli Mizrahi. And the Braves have a 27-11 halftime lead. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming,
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
videography, and photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Welcome back to Syosset High School. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin, just about set for the start of the second half. 27-11, and is he right in the middle of that scrum of Braves is number 1, Deli Mizrahi. Huge second quarter for the senior. 9 points to lead the way. And really, with her outside shooting, as we look at the high scores, her outside shooting really opened the way for Syosset to get some additional points. Mizrahi with 9, and Victoria Costa too, huge off the bench with 7.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in the first quarter, it was hard to get a shot for Syosset. Nothing was falling, but enter Mizrahi and some big baskets. I think what it did is force Freeport to extend their defense a little bit, and a couple other players were able to get some shots down low, like you had mentioned, Costa. So everything working for Syosset right now, and hard to believe that not even on that stat sheet, at least for points, is Syosset's best player, because she's probably has a lot of assists, I would think, in this game.
Yeah, Grubman just the 2 points in the second quarter. We look now at the stats for Freeport, and Justine Henry, the 8th grader, with that 3. 4 players tied with 2. You can't say, and certainly I'm sure it's part of the conversation that Meredith Jones had at halftime, you can't say the opportunities weren't there. They were driving to the basket.
Yep.
They were getting stops defensively. Just the shots weren't falling.
Yeah, and that's a credit to Syosset's defense, a credit to the coaching, Michael Ferrara here with the Syosset Lady Braves. And again, they've been through the ringer here. They've been battle-tested. I know you go up against a Baldwin basketball program in the championship. You're battle-tested, so it's going to be a little tough sledding here for Freeport. But Dylan, that's why they play another half, and we'll see what comes of it.
And the beautiful thing, again, too, with both of these teams, right? You look down the Freeport roster, you've got freshman, sophomore, junior. You've got a pair of seniors, freshman, sophomore, junior, 8th grader the rest of the way. So they're all back.
Yep.
And honestly, the same, too, the rich get richer, right, with Syosset, where you lose Mizrahi, who, again, she's right now at the halfway point of this game, our player of the game. But then you've got junior, freshman, sophomore, freshman. The one player we didn't mention here is Jill Areski. She's a 6'2" sophomore. She's injured. They pulled her up last year as an 8th grader, or 2 years ago as an 8th grader. She tore her ACL the day before the start of the season as a freshman. She recovered. She worked her way back. And then just before the start of this season, tore her other ACL, just in a heartbreaking injury. But we certainly wish Jill Areski the best, and she'll be a big part of the future here of the Syosset program.
Right, we do wish her the very best, and Syosset will be reloading for next year.
100%, and she'll be right in the middle of it again. Projected to be a starter this year and be a big part of what they do this year. Another multi-sport standout as well, soccer and lacrosse. Grubman just silky smooth to the hole.
Yeah, too easy there. No defense on the part of Freeport. Only one defender back. But one-on-one, Grubman's going to beat you every time.
One thing I like about Grubman is with her size, she's just so smooth, right? She's just silky to the basket. Down low, right place at the right time was Chavez Willis.
Yeah, I think Syosset forgot about Willis there, and she had an easy look and made it.
Inside low, an extra step. So she's called for the traveling violation.
Yeah, good idea by Lowe right there. Just got to put the basket on the court. Basketball on the court there.
And again, 1-2-2. Poe tailing to Wooden. Wooden hands off to Dixon. Jumper off the glass, no good. Races to get the rebound, but Mizrahi comes away with it. Oh, what a head fake by Mizrahi to the hole.
Yeah, everything working for Mizrahi right now.
Sold it. Low active hands defensively, and there's Mizrahi again. Another head fake. This time she kicks it out. Greenbaum, low, turnaround, jumper. No good. Mizrahi battling for the rebound. Dixon weaving through traffic. Back out to Wooden. The floater is good.
Very impressive. We talked about Wooden. Would she be able to shoot with the elbow issue? But how about that one? A nice little rainbow floater. That was pretty.
It really was. 31-15, the lead. Greenbaum. This is a conference AA1 showdown. Low in the corner. Back out, Greenbaum. Grubman says, I see your floater. I'll try to raise you one.
And I'll get a rebound out of it, too.
Yeah. Mizrahi surveys the scene and pulls it back out. 2-3 defense by Freeport. Low, baseline. Mizrahi plays catch with Low. Baseline, no good. And you're sensing maybe now here's a chance for Freeport, right? Here comes Dixon. Strong to the hole for two.
Yeah, you're right, Dylan. You hit it right on the head. Dixon with a wide open layup lane to the basket, and she converts.
They need some stops, though, as well. Here's Greenbaum on the left-hand side. Pulls it back out top. Thinks about it. Goes back to Mizrahi. Baseline to Low. Out to Greenbaum. Three-point shot, no good. Battle for the loose ball. The possession arrow staying with Syosset.
Both teams playing very aggressive right now. The tempo seems to have risen a little bit here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the difference in that first matchup, that 47-32 win for Syosset, was the fourth quarter. That was a 15-5 quarter. Here, it was a 20-5 second quarter. Active hands defensively. Here comes Lloyd. Lloyd, strong to the hole, and they'll say it deflected off of her. Greenbaum just getting big, staying the course defensively and getting that stop.
I thought you could have gone either way there. Could have been a defensive blocking foul. Referees elected not to make the call, so give credit to Syosset on the defense.
There's Greenbaum. Mizrahi, three no good. Loose ball. There's Dixon again. The soccer star, the bounce pass for Hoteling. And it's Grubman who comes away. Fires it to Greenbaum. Dribble. Back out top. Swings it. Far side. Good ball movement by the Braves. Low. Tries to hand off. Instead, the ball goes into her coach's hand, Michael Ferrara.
Wooden playing very aggressive. Syosset, some of their passes, they're not lazy, but they're cross-court passes, and Freeport's doing a nice job getting hands involved, like you always say, active hands. And I'm very impressed with Wooden, number 23 for Freeport, because even though, she's a little nicked up, Dylan, she's playing very aggressive.
Greenbaum in the corner to Costa. Battle for the loose ball. Lloyd comes away. Fortunate not to have traveled.
Right. I thought she would get a timeout call there.
Well, there was a kickball, so it'll stay with Freeport. Hoteling inbounds, another kick.
One thing about this game, Dylan, is not a lot of half-court offense, a lot of transition up and down. I wouldn't want to be in this game. I'd be huffing and puffing. This has been an up-and-down one.
We'll be like, I'll be back here on D. Just Floater is good. Sue Dixon.
Dixon with the layup, now with the floater, becoming a nice offensive weapon here for Freeport.
Man, she's got 6, and they just Red Devils slicing away piece by piece. Mizrahi, 3 no good. Wood in the rebound, and here they go again. Lloyd. Too hard off the glass, the rebound, and fouled on her way up was Chavez Willis.
Well, Willis getting the offensive rebound, so never giving up. Give credit there to number 13, fighting for it. Great effort, and she's rewarded with 2 shots.
Foul was on Mayer, her first. First free throw back rim, no good. Willis, just an all-around good basketball player. She plays within her means. She's one of those players, you ask her to do something, yes, coach, I got you. Second free throw just in the front rim, but look at the offensive rebound. The putback attempt is good. Sue Dixon, another 2, timeout. Syosset.
Yeah, well, Dixon has gotten Freeport back into this basketball game. 6 points for her here in the past few minutes. And you mentioned it, slicing away, and now it's a 10-point lead for Syosset.
Here you see the rebound. Dixon, turnaround jumper. She's got 6. And as you mentioned, 31-21 is the lead. We'll take a quick break. We'll bring it right back. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin. You see the 2 huddles coming off of that timeout. And Freeport, we've mentioned, right? They did a good job just cutting down this deficit and leading the way for them, the junior, Sue Dixon. Known for her ability on the soccer field, but you see right here the hard work, the 100% that she gives, and 6 quick points for Sue, and the deficit is just 10.
Yeah, Freeport will take it anywhere they can get it, and Dixon is the one that's giving them the spark right now.
Grubman, Hoteling made it difficult. Battle for the loose ball. Grubman on the court, hands off. And another jump ball. This will go Freeport's way.
Well, as you see, Freeport, something's going on here in the third quarter because they're a different ball club here than they were in the first half.
Well, again, too, we mentioned, right, 15-5 was the fourth quarter, and in that first matchup, they just sort of wore down. Here, at least, Meredith Jones, their head coach, had an opportunity to make adjustments, right, from a tough second quarter. Hoteling doesn't get it to fall. Another offensive rebound by Willis. All over this offensive glass. Good movement. Here's Lloyd for 3. Off glass, no good. Grubman, the rebound. Grubman, the outlet. Layup is good. An important 2 by Victoria Costa.
Grubman just seeing the floor so effortlessly. Costa down low. That was an easy pass and an easy basket for Syosset.
Costa's got 9 now, and an unnecessary reach in by Mizrahi, and it's tough too because it's her 3rd. So she'll come out. See Gomer in and Maller as well for Syosset. Here's Anaya Lloyd, the sophomore. Tucks it under and gets to the basket.
She has that in her arsenal, folks. She has speed. She can put the ball on the floor and beat you with her penetration, and it shows right there.
Her first field goal, and again, the deficit back down to 10. Up top, Gomer hands off. A little bit of a bigger lineup right now for Syosset. Grubman hands off. Gomer, 5 on the shot. In the corner, Costa for 3. Off the mark, no good. And we'll go the other way. So a shot clock violation. Tailing back to Wooden. She needs options. Wooden intercepted by Grubman. Grubman to the lane and 2 more.
Great defense by Syosset, and then Grubman with the ball. Where does she want to go? For Lady Braves. She keeps it herself because of the defense by Freeport.
Lloyd again. Can't get it to fall. Players all over the court. And Lloyd went down hard. Good job by the official recognizing Lloyd going down, and it's good to see that she's up right away.
A little bit of a limp there, and Freeport does not want to lose her.
Yeah, she had a bit of a collision underneath with Gomer, and good to see both players back up. And Lloyd will go to the bench. And Gomer, the 5'10" sophomore. Again, they've got young height. If you had Oreski as part of this, you've got a 6'2" sophomore. You've got Gomer at 5'10". There's a steal again by Dixon. Tailing was calling for it, but again, we're not tracking steals and assists and things like that here at the table, but you've got to say there's got to be at least 6 steals.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
By Grubman. She's not necessarily scoring the ball, but she's doing the other things, right?
Yep, she's done everything for the Syosset team.
This time she hands off. Could this be an assist for her? No, back iron, no good. Rebound on the offensive glass. Maller can't get it to fall.
Good offensive rebound by Maller, though.
Wooden with 3 off glass, no good. But we've got a game. It's an 11-point ball game. Freeport cutting their deficit. They got as close to as 9, but we'll see what this final 8 minutes has. Grubman, oh yeah, she can get to the hole. 2 for her, and Syosset has the lead after 3. Fourth quarter coming up next, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin here, entering the final 8 minutes of this Conference AA1 showdown, the second in less than a week between Syosset and Freeport. A little bit of a glitch, if you will, in the scheduling in, and good job by both teams. The most important thing this year with no postseason is to get the girls' games.
Right.
You want to get them as 8 games if it is possible, certainly, and good job by both coaches recognizing some openings in their schedule and saying, let's do this again.
And, the other thing about it is this is the final week for basketball. I think Saturday it's over. So if you have an opportunity, if you have an open slot, some schools have canceled. These athletic directors and these coaches want to get kids games, like you said, and they're running out of time. And that's a big thing.
We do have another game, too, on our schedule. Make sure you check out all of our you can subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Check us out all on our social media handles. We'll make announcements as the week goes on, but certainly we know for sure we're at Bethpage High School on Saturday afternoon for a boys' game between Bethpage and Floral Park. You were on the call for the girls' game, which went right down to the wire.
Yeah, I've had better luck with some games. We had a great game the other day with Locust Valley and Wantagh. The boys' basketball game was phenomenal. We may have a surprise earlier than the Bethpage game this week, potentially on Wednesday, so stay tuned.
Yeah, that's why we want you to make sure.
Yeah, subscribe
Twitter,
to our channel.
Instagram, just keep an eye out for announcements as we go along, and certainly if your school or organization you want to get in on this action as well, just reach out to my partner here, Ben. He'll take care of you. Grubman drives. She's hit on the way up by Wooden, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, she's so good about elevating and getting that shot and making it difficult for a defender because the ball is higher than the defender and hard for them to block it. And what happens is usually get one of those reach-in or blocks, and that's what's putting Grubman on the free throw line right now.
Wooden, her third, and we saw it in the start of our broadcast, just the arsenal for Grubman. We saw her ability to get to the basket, to shoot foul line jumpers, and there she is getting the rebound and a little bit more aggressive there, going to the hole off the miss. Here comes Dixon. What a spark she's been in the second half. Wooden backs it up. Back to Dixon. Susu. Oh, a little crossover. Dixon off glass, no good. And here comes Mizrahi. Mizrahi pulls it back out. Gomer back to Mizrahi in the corner to Costa. They'll swing it. Mizrahi, other side for 3.
She has been so deadly from behind the arc, extending Syosset's lead.
14 now for Deli Mizrahi. And you can hear Ferrara and the bench getting excited. Wooden under pressure, gets it across midcourt. And a foul was called. A block as Wooden crossed midcourt. Fouls on Costa, her first. And Wooden will inbound. You get the feeling, too, with 6 and change to go, that 3 by Mizrahi was somewhat of a dagger. Baseline, Henry. Good look underneath. 2 Red Devils, though, went for the same ball. Crocker hands off. There's Gaines. Strong move. No good. Loose ball and a foul underneath. Wooden just giving her all for this team.
She really is, and Gaines on the penetration with the head fake to draw some of the Syosset defenders away from the lane. She was unlucky off the glass, but a really nice drive by the Freeport Red Devil.
Grubman's second foul, and stealing the inbound was Maller. Mizrahi, good look underneath. No good. Jump ball will stay here with Syosset back into the game. Carly Greenbaum for Syosset, as well as Anaya Lloyd for Freeport. Greenbaum in this series, Syosset has won the last 6 matchups. That includes last Tuesday as well. Trying to change that here is Gaines. Looks like she'll get another jump ball, and it'll stay with Freeport. The last Freeport win in this series, you go back to February 3rd, 2018, a 63-60 victory for the Red Devils.
Seems like ages ago.
Yeah. Back when you had fans in the stands, right?
And we weren't wearing masks.
That's right. Crocker to Lloyd. Turns. Splits a double. Puts it off glass and the rim. No good. Rebound. Oh, Crocker. And Ben, we said it coming in. They're right there, Freeport.
Yep.
They're getting the balls. They're getting the hustle plays. And
They are. They're just not falling.
They're just not falling.
No, you're right about that. And you see every time Freeport might miss, they are right there trying for that offensive rebound. And you always say active hands. I mean, the hustle is there. The effort is there for Freeport.
Destin called for the foul. Greenbaum up top swings it. Mizrahi right back to her. This is a freshman. Greenbaum, Mizrahi. That's been her sweet spot. Off rim, no good. Big offensive rebounds. Back to Mizrahi. And she won't be in a hurry here. Hands off to Mayer. Greenbaum now. How about those active hands? Gaines all over Greenbaum and gets the turnover.
Yeah, Freeport is not just going to let you put the ball on the floor without defense.
Thrasia Gaines last year, she's only a freshman. Last year she was an 8th grader on the JV. She has a good mid-range shot, can get to the basket, but defense is where she hangs her hat. You can see it there. Here comes Gaines, strong to the hole, and she's fouled on the floor.
It was one of those plays where Freeport might say to the ref, hey, wait a second, I've got a teammate with an easy look for a layup. Why are you calling a foul?
Foul was on Lowe, her first. Destin to Lloyd. Lloyd off glass and in.
Very pretty by the guard. Good to see her back in the game as well after she nicked her knee. But, yeah, she's an asset here for Freeport.
She's got 6. And you get the sense, too, you look at time and score, right? And Freeport's got to, and you can see what they're doing. They're being a little bit more aggressive, right, defensively. That does sometimes lead to fouls, as we just saw, but they're really trying to get in on the hands of the defenders, on the offensive players, I should say. Mizrahi. Grubman. And again, Gaines, strong defensively. It'll stay here with Syosset at the midway point of this fourth quarter.
I think Grubman thought that she would be forcing it to commit a foul on Freeport, but the referees didn't give it to her.
Grubman says, that's fine, I'll take it to the hole.
Exactly. She never gives up. Unbelievable player here that we're watching today.
She's got 8. Extending the lead. And there as well, forcing the turnover. I feel like this sequence that we're seeing from Grubman is what she's all about. One of the reasons why she's going to play basketball in the Ivy League.
Yeah, it's just an IQ thing. You know, some players have it where they see the court so well. They know where to go with the basketball, when to drive, when to pass, when to shoot, and she has all that.
Gaines comes away. They'll need to push Freeport. Down by 15. Underneath is Henry for 2 more.
Well, that will work. Pushing it a little bit up-tempo, getting the easy layup for Freeport.
She's got 5. Grubman, oh, what a look down low. Low cannot get it. A second opportunity is good.
That was an outstanding pass to Lowe, and good effort by Lowe, sticking with it even after the missed shot. She stays with her shot, gets the rebound, puts it up.
Her first 2. Henry the rebound, and she's fouled on her way up.
Talked about Lowe in the beginning of the game, and I'm actually surprised, Dylan, that you say she's only got 2. It seems like Lowe's been a decent presence for Syosset as one of the forwards here for this ball club with her height, and she's had a good game even though the points haven't been there.
So Henry to the line to shoot 2. First one is good. Good, solid, fundamental guard. She's got good moves to the basket. We saw her hit threes before. Her defense is improving, and one of the things that Coach Jones loves about her is that she's always asking questions. How do I become better? What do I need to do? And she said, listen, she's just an 8th grader asking these questions. You love to see that. Mayer Mizrahi. Back up top. Deep three. Off the mark, no good. Mizrahi chases it down. Low. 7 on the shot. Running jumper. Good. Sam Mayer.
They call that the Syosset roll here. Beautiful off front iron. Hits the glass and goes in for Mayer.
Sounds like something you can get from the Village Hero, right?
Ooh. Way to work that in. Yeah, we had that conversation off air, folks. I don't think we have time to get into that one.
Wouldn't back out. 7 on the shot and a foul up top.
Well, since we have the foul call, just say any Syosset native would tell you there is an argument to be had. Dugans are Village Heroes. We talked about it before we came on the air.
They both have their qualities, right?
Yeah. Been to both, and I'm a fan of both.
And if they want to advertise, certainly they can reach out to you, right?
Absolutely. But, yeah, anybody who lives in Syosset has frequented both of those establishments. So, but the way to work in the broadcast, very impressive.
Crocker to the line. She'll shoot 2. First one off the mark. She's looking to find her way into the scorebook. And she does with her second. Impressive thing here, all but one player on the Syosset team, so that's 8 of their 9 players on their roster have scored here this afternoon. Mizrahi, another 3 off the mark, no good. Chasing down the rebounds. Good hustle by Costa. Lloyd nearly steals it. Costa still has it, and a smart timeout by Michael Ferrara, realizing that his players were in trouble there. It's a full, so we'll take it with him as well. 1:34 left in the 4th quarter. Syosset leads Freeport 44-30. You're watching the Section 8 Game of the Week right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We welcome you back to Syosset High School. Dylan Butler, Ben Turchin, 1:34 left in the 4th quarter. Syosset with a 14-point lead. 3-point attempt. Off glass, no good. That was Megan Kitagawa, her first opportunity of the game. More active hands by Grubman.
Yeah, you talked about how many assists she might have and steals and all the things that, we don't keep track of, and the things that they say don't get recorded in the book. She's really excelled at all that tonight.
I would say she's got 8 points. I would say she's got to be close to a triple-double. Foul line jumper, no good.
She needs one more basket.
Wooden. Henry.
Another rebound.
Another rebound. Maybe quadruple, right? Rebounds, assists, steals. I don't know. You might be right. We might be doing a couple of interviews here post-game. Mizrahi, corner, 3. looking for that exclamation point. Costa's rejected. Tried to kick it back out to Kitagawa. Kitagawa's that other, we mentioned before, 2 Yale commits. She's a Yale lacrosse committee, big-time lacrosse player. We hope to see her, what is it, in our 3rd season in May, I guess, right?
All I know is we're not stopping till July, folks.
That's it.
Sports galore.
Running jumper, good-looking one by Crocker.
Yeah, only a 12-point game. Unfortunately, time is running out here, but Freeport never gave up in this one, Dylan.
It did not, and we didn't expect that they would, and they were up for the challenge, and credit and kudos to Meredith Jones and her team for accepting this game, and the ball ends up in the hands of Deli Mizrahi, appropriately enough, I would say, leading the way for this Syosset team with her 3-point shots. 4 threes in this game, 3 coming in that big second quarter, providing the difference for Syosset. You see the final score, 44-32. We'll have our player or players of the game when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside, touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
It'll be 2nd down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950. Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Cuts inside, touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Greg Murphy. There's you.
What a move!
And the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos,
And welcome back to Syosset High School. The Braves improved to 5-0 on this abbreviated season. We have our co-players of the game. To our left is Deli Mizrahi, senior point guard, and to her right is Lila Grubman. And thank you guys for joining us here post-game. And Deli, to start, this is an unusual situation because you actually play a team for a second time this year. You just played them last Tuesday, so I'd imagine you expected a tough game. In that first matchup, it was that fourth quarter that was a difference. Here, though, it seemed like you opened up the game in that second quarter. What went well for you guys in that second quarter?
Well, I shot really well in the second quarter. My teammates were finding me. We were running our zone offense, which was really clicking for us once we figured it out. Their head coach was here this time, so it was more of a fair fight, if you can say. And I just think that we really came out to play this time.
Now, Lila, your shot maybe wasn't dropping the way that you normally do, but it seemed like you did everything here. You were grabbing rebounds. You had those active hands defensively. You were getting in the passing lane, stealing balls. We were figuring out we weren't keeping rebounds and assists, and you had to be really close to a quadruple-double with all the other things you were doing. Is that one of those things about your game? If the shots don't drop, you've got to figure you could do some other things?
Definitely. I always try to find a way to help a team if one of my stats isn't going the way I want. And I think defensively, my teammates made it really easy for me to get all of those steals and deflections and rebounds because they were rotating really well on help, and on our press, they were all in the spots they needed to be in. So, I didn't have to worry about anybody else dropping back or beating me back on the press, so I could go for those steals and be really aggressive.
And Daly, as you said, it seemed like you just started to get into a zone there. You hit 3 of your 4 threes in that second quarter, a 20-5 second quarter. Was it just once you hit the first one, you started feeling it? Yeah,
I feel like I've been off these past few days, before this game, and this game I was kind of hitting shots, and then I got a good momentum going in my head, and then I just thought, I made the last one, let's just keep going, and they just kept dropping, so it was pretty fortunate, and it got us up by the half, which was pretty good.
And Lila, last one for you. It's a season where, unlike last year when you went all the way to the Coliseum and played in the county final, you don't have that opportunity this year. It's only these 8 games in the regular season. You've played 5. What's kind of the goal here going forward in this last week of the season?
I think we just really want to maintain our standards. So last year we went undefeated, and the year before that undefeated in our conference. And I think one of our goals is to maintain that record and just improve as much as we can so that we can really be prepared for next season.
All right, so Deli Mizrahi, Lila Grubman, we thank you for joining us here post-game. You got a picture to take out there at midcourt, so we'll let you go do that now. And our co-players of the game, thanks again for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So again, that big second quarter for Syosset, the difference, a 20-5 second quarter, and that provided a little bit of that difference, and you see them there, Syosset getting that team picture together. They improved to 5-0. Leading the way was Mizrahi with 14, Victoria Costa with 9, and Lila Grubman with 8. Freeport battling all game. They fall to 2-3, but both of these teams, their futures are very, very bright. So that'll do it here for us from Syosset. For the immortal Chris Sweeney, for Matt McHour Brown and Becca Kazaks, as well as my broadcast partner Ben Turchin, I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on our next broadcast right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.